Hi, welcome to our chemistry video that we're going to explain how we can write and draw structural formulas for hydrocarbons. In this video we're going to explain how the IUPAC rules function and how we can name the alkenes, alkynes, alkanes and aromatic compounds.
The IUPAC rules, they are so easy, so we're gonna start with an example. The first IUPAC rule says that we need to identify the longest carbon change. So in this example, we're gonna circle the change that is in the middle because it has 8 carbons. And the second rule says that the number of carbon atoms starting from the ending closest to the substituent. Then we're gonna look for our example, and we're gonna put the numbers to the right until the left, and we're gonna put the numbers 1 to 8 because they are 8 carbons. The third rule says that we need to identify the substituent, so they means that the alkene groups, and we have the methyl in the carbon 5, we have other methyl in the carbon 2, and we have ethyl in the carbon 3. And we need to name these alkene groups alphabetically, indicating the location with a number. So, like if we have 2 methyls, we need to put a prefix that for 2 is D. So in the final name, we're gonna put dimethyl. And then we have just a 1 ethyl, so this is gonna stay like that. In the 5 IUPAC rule says that at the end we name the parent change. If we have 8 carbons, that it means that the prefix for 8 is oct, and we need to add a prefix ane for alkane, and this is named octane. And the final rule says that we need to separate the numbers from numbers with a comma, and the numbers from letters with hyphens. So the name is gonna start like this: 4-ethyl 3,5-dimethyl octane. And this is like so simple to use these rules, and I hope you understand it.
Simplest organic compounds are hydrocarbons, which contain only carbon and hydrogen.
There are 2 types of hydrocarbons, saturated and unsaturated. Saturated are composed entirely of single bonds and are saturated with hydrogen. The general formula is CnH2n plus 2. There are 3 types of unsaturated: alkene, alkyne, and alkane. Double bond alkene have the formula CnH2n. Triple bonds alkynes with general formula CnH2n-2. Aromatic hydrocarbons have at least 1 aromatic benzene ring.
An alkane is a type of hydrocarbons in which the carbon atoms are connected only by single bonds. Its general formula is CnH2n plus 2. Its hybridization is sp3 because of the single bond. The alkane has several steps in order to name these kind of compounds, and we will see them ahead. To name an alkane, we have to identify first the largest carbon chain. After that, we have to number the carbon atoms starting from the ending closest to a substituent, whether it's left or right. We have to identify the substituents, which are the alkyl groups, and then we name the alkyl groups alphabetically, indicating the location with a number. At the end, we have to name the parent chain, which is the prefix of the carbons it has plus the ending ane. We have to separate numbers from numbers with commas and numbers from letters with hyphens, and that would give us the resulting name of the hydrocarbon.
In organic chemistry, an alkene is an unsaturated hydrocarbon that contains at least one carbon and one carbon double bond.
In alkenes, their names are formed by changing the "-ane" ending of the corresponding alkane to "-ine". To name alkenes with 4 or more carbons in the chain, it is necessary to specify the location of the double bond. This is done by numbering the carbons in the parent chain, starting at the end of the chain that will give the first carbon in the double bond the lowest number. Cyclic alkenes are named in much the same way as cyclic alkanes. However, carbon number 1 must be one of the carbons connected by the double bond.
Alkynes are organic compounds that are mostly used in various industrial applications. They have at least one triple bond in their chemical structure, and we will learn how to name them. Naming alkynes is similar to alkenes. First, we identify the longest chain. Then, the carbon next to our triple bond needs to be as low as possible, so in this case, we will start from left to right. Now, we need to identify the branches that are left, in this case, methyl. As it is on the fourth carbon, we will first write a 4, then methyl. Then the number of the carbon next to the triple bond, so we will write a 2. And as they are 6 carbons, the last part will be hexane. Aromatics are substances derived from crude oil and in small quantities from coal. Aromatics have at least one benzene ring in their chemical structure, and we will learn how to name them. To name aromatics, we first need to number each corner again with the smallest number possible. Then we identify the branches that are left, which in this case are bromine and chlorine. This is a special situation as the branches are in position 1 and 4. We could write para or P instead of the numbers. We could write two names for this. It can be either 1-bromo-4-chlorobenzene or P-bromochlorobenzene, and it will end with benzene as it is an aromatic.
I think it's very important this topic because the main topic that was organic compounds help us to understand more about our environment and how we interact with them without saying anything. So I think that it's very important to understand more these rules.
So in conclusion, I think that this topic allowed me to learn the ways to classify and write the alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes, and that is why I think that this was a good project.
As a personal conclusion, I learned that the UPAC naming rules for hydrocarbons can be really easy and fun to learn, since the rules are basically the same and you just have to swap the ending and take care of the bonds that are part of the chemical structure. So I actually learned a lot more about this topic, and I hope to learn more in the future.
In my conclusion to this project, it's that it's a topic that everyone of every age would be interested, and it's a little bit difficult, but if you are interested and if you like chemistry and all about structures, you can like the topic. In my opinion, it was a little bit difficult, but at the end I like it.
I think this topic was very interesting. I learned much about hydrocarbons, including how to classify them and how to name them. I hope this video was helpful for you, and thanks for watching.
As a final reflection, I think that IUPAC rules help us to understand more the alkanes, alkynes, alkenes, and aromatic compounds in a better way, because we can identify each of them with all the rules and with a different type of writing. And I think it's very important to us to understand this topic, because chemistry too is a very hard topic.